Alright, KTM RC8R 1190 2011. This one is fitted with a full Akrapovic race exhaust, has the race map as well. RNG tail tidy. I also added a Suter slipper clutch, and what else have we done to it? The KLS quick shifter, which is nice. However, when you have it activated and you go from first to second, the bike stalls. There's the switch to activate it. This bike was dynoed at about 155 at the rear wheel after the race exhaust was added, and it's got a lot of torque. Brakes are Brembo, pretty good stopping power. I won't say they're as good as some of the Ducati braking systems, even though they're Brembo. It has WP suspension, and I think the bike has a really nice, unique look to it. Sharp lines, handles well, very smooth. Throttle mapping is very nice on it, and I do think it is a very good looking bike. It does have Marchesini, I think that's how you pronounce it, rims, but they're not the lightweight forged ones, but they still look good. And I don't know, I don't need anything more than that. I'm not a racer boy. Let's take it for a spin. Nice V-twin engine. If you're thinking of getting one, they're hard to come by. Come in two different colors. I happen to like the white and orange, but they have a white with black and a black one. That's the sound of the lawnmower, not my motorcycle. Okay. So let's give this bad boy a ride. I think it sounds quite nice. I don't think it sounds as nice as the 1290 Super Duke, but it is nice. It's a lot of looks because it's an aggressive looking motorcycle. But it runs really smooth and it's comfortable, much more so than some of the other full-on sports bikes. Haven't had any problems with it, with the exception of a squeaky rear brake. And that's not a big deal. You don't use your rear brakes that much anyway. Use your front brakes. Another lovely, crappy day here in the Midwest. I got to tell you, we've probably had, thus far this year, one nice week when you add up all the nice days we've had. And technically we're still in summer, but I got to tell you, it feels like fall. 2 days ago we had 48-degree weather in the morning, rain yesterday, and overcasted, cruddy weather today. Supposed to clear up, we'll see. Alright, we're going to go this way. Hopefully you can hear the bike over the wind noise. Does sound great. As I said, the bike is a lot more comfortable than most sports bikes. Got a lot of adjustability. I think that's one of the selling points of the bike. Does not have traction control. I don't think you need it on this bike. It's not like a BMW or a Panigale that needs traction control to temper the power. And if you look at the power and torque curve, they're both very straight and very flat. No leaps and jumps and spikes like you see on some of the other bikes. And therefore you don't need the traction control. And as I said, the quick shifter is nice when you're moving, but when you're in stop and go traffic and you try to put the bike in neutral, the bike stalls. I've read on the forums that there's some fix to it that you can, do it yourself. so I haven't. But I believe the new bikes come with the slipper clutch, and I highly recommend folks with the older ones, or if you're going to purchase an older one, get the slipper clutch, because it does make a difference. One of the things I didn't do when I put the tail tidy on was hook my rear turn signals back up. Too lazy to do that. So it's something that I need to do. We're going to go for a little jaunt on this guy. One of the things I noticed between some of the bikes that I've been fortunate to have and currently own, and I'm not knocking Ducatis or MVs, I got them and I love them, but it seems the batteries in those bikes versus like the KTM or the BMW, the Aprilia, the batteries in the MVs and the Ducatis stink. They don't last. If you don't have them on a battery tender from day one, you can plan on replacing those things in short order. Whereas my luck with KTM, BMW, and Aprilia, much better. Batteries seem to last a lot longer. So I don't know if it's the vendor they're using, the size. To be honest with you, I haven't looked at it, so I couldn't say. And there's a cemetery. How about that? To my right, there's a little amusement park and a big paintball park, and I played there myself a few times. A couple years ago I was really into paintball. I have quite a few paintball markers. I need to make time to get back out there. I used to paintball a lot with my son, but he left me for another woman, so now I have nobody to paintball with. I know you don't care. Alright, waiting for the light to change. This bike, right now it's running 181. It's gotten up to about 212 during the summer. That was a few years back when we actually used to have summers up here. We don't have summers anymore. We don't even have springs. It's kind of a speared winter. It's the best way to describe it. Bike handles nice. I won't say it's the lightest bike. I think wet maybe like 420, something like that, but all the mass is low, and so it carries its weight well. I will say the stock bike comes with an exhaust that is stifling to the beautiful sound of the V-twin, and also heavy as hell. So going with the Akrapovic or one of the other aftermarket exhaust is highly recommended. One, you'll free up some horsepower, free up some nice sounds from the motorcycle, and lose a lot of weight. I probably lost, 10, 15 pounds by getting rid of the stock exhaust. Massive beast. I don't know what you use it for other than some sort of boat anchor. Now I have two cars in front of me. One won't go faster, one won't go slower, and they're blocking me in, and there's no lane splitting filtering here where I'm at, so I'm trapped. Trapped behind two people, neither of which will move faster, neither of which will slow down. And now they're both slowing down. But I see an opportunity. The car on the right's coming behind a truck, and I will be able to make my move and pass. I can feel it. I'm getting closer. Here we go. We're doing it. Yes. Alright. I passed. I'm gone. Alright. Woo! Freedom. I wish I could say it was a lovely day. Have to ride in good weather and bad weather and stop being a sissy. set probably with the Cena. But the bike just has very smooth power delivery, which makes it very tractable. That's the word all the motorcycle reviewers use. It's a tractable motorcycle. I don't think I've ever had the rear wheel step out except on hard deceleration when I first got it. You know, the model I have, 2011, year I have, didn't come with a slipper clutch. And if you were decelerating fast using the engine braking, which I like to do on the Twins, or any bike for that matter, but it's noticeable on Twins, the rear wheel would lock up a bit. And in slippery conditions, it's kind of scary. Yeah, scary. I think I got enough fuel to ride for a little bit. I don't feel like stopping for gas. Oh yes, just pull right out in front of me. I'm not in front of you. Yeah, that's it. Good job. I'm just going to pull out in front of that guy. I don't care. Bikers out today, that's good. I get motivated when I see other bikers. I need that on a day like today, because when it's overcast and crummy like this, I don't want to ride. It's depressing. I like the sun. I think everybody likes the sun. But I grew up in South Florida. Born in the sun. Getting on the freeway here. I guess you could call it a freeway, even though it's technically patches of asphalt strewn together. Make you think it's a freeway. The mirrors are okay on the bike. They don't vibrate as bad as some of the other bikes. Clutch is an easy pull. The quick shifter. I think it's an Austrian. I don't know what that means. I think that's on. Yeah, that must be on, and the mouse is off. So we're going on. You know it's on when you look down. You can see the green light. You see it on the kick shifter module. Now I'm going to drop the fourth. You just hold the throttle and boom, fifth, sixth. Works great. When you don't want to think about shifting, just put it in there. Like I said, the KLS shifter, when you're stopping and you try to put in your first and you try to go to neutral, the bike will stall out. So I'm not knocking KLS, but I think for track use that's fine, but for using it on the road, it's a pain in the neck compared to some of the other quick shifters I've used or have. So my advice is you're going to add a quick shifter to your KTM RC8R, check out some other ones first. There's a few companies out there making them for this bike, and I've heard good things about them. But I got pulled over. Yeah, that's a sinking feeling. Been there. I'm going to drive very nice and very safe. This guy next to me, I don't know what he was doing. got it, I was just getting back into motorcycling and sports bikes, and I didn't really appreciate the beauty of a V-twin. You know, they're lumpy and sort of a pain in the neck down at low RPMs versus, you know, a 3 or 4 cylinder bike. But the torque you get and the power and the sound, the uniqueness of the sound, has really grown on me. I like it. Not that I don't like 4 cylinders, but you know, it's something different. But when I got this bike, you know, I was hearing all these other sports bikes, and I thought, you know, well, mine sounds sort of lame. And then having purchased a couple of 4 cylinders, I've come to appreciate the uniqueness of different cylinder motorcycle engine configurations, and I like twins. Now the Ducatis they're twins, but they call them L-twins, and this is, I don't know, 65-degree V-twin, I think? I don't know. I think the new Panigale technically is not an L-twin anymore. It's been sort of rotating back, and I forget the technical reason. But let me shut up so you can hear the sound of this bike. Turn signals, I got to use my hand. And when you're turning left, using your hand looks a lot cooler than using your hand to turn right. I think it's awkward, but it is what it is. So I guess I should stop being lazy and put my turn signals back on. They're actually on, they're just not hooked up. Turn my quick shifter off because I will forget, and when I come to this stop and try to go to neutral, which I always do, the bike will stall and people will think I don't know how to ride, which is probably true. I really don't know how to ride. I have a lot of miles, but I'm far from being an expert motorcycle rider, whatever that definition of that is. I don't know, horses. feels like a tractor. I think as a V-twin, it's smoother than a Ducati, although frankly the lack of smoothness, I can't think of another way to describe it, the lack of smoothness on a Ducati is what really gives, for me anyway, gives it its character. But this bike is very smooth. This KTM RC8R is very smooth for a V-twin. And you can also see that characteristic in the KTM 1290R. Very, very smooth linear power delivery of the KTM LC8 engines. And I don't know why they call them LC8. I'm sure there's some reason. Traffic today. Kind of get it if it was a nice day, but it's a crappy day. I don't know why there's so much traffic. Get your nose. I gotta find some new places to ride. Takes one bad driver, I guess. Maybe that's not fair to call him bad driver. Slow driver to cause massive traffic backup and jams. It's just the way it is. So I'm in third gear on the bike, not going very fast, and it's smooth. It's not kicking and bucking like some other V-twins. Has a nice power delivery to it. I think I said at the beginning of the video, but in case I didn't, if you are thinking of adding any sort of aftermarket exhaust, do get the block off plates for the secondary air injection system, because if you don't, the bike will backfire a lot at high RPMs. And you know, it's kind of cool at night, but I don't think it's good for the exhaust. I mean, those are actually detonations, as I understand it, within the exhaust can. So over time, if you get enough of those big ones, that can't be good for the system. I don't know that it hurts the bike, but on hard deceleration, it's a problem. So get the block-off plates. Same with the KTM 1290R. If you're going with aftermarket exhaust, make sure you get the block-off plates. And if you know the dealership's going to do it for you, remind them of that, because when I took this bike in the first time, they replaced the stock exhaust with the Akrapovic, and they forgot to order the block-off plates and didn't tell me. And I'm like, why is the bike popping so much? And it was like, well, why are you driving at such high RPMs? You shouldn't be doing that. And I went on the forums and found out you need block-off plates, so I think I educated them. But they got it right on the 1290R Super Duke. They got the block-off plates, because it doesn't come as part of the Akrapovic race exhaust kit. It's separate. They charge you for it separate. Now if I had the quick shifter on now and I tried to go into neutral, the bike would stall. I can go into neutral now, let the clutch out, and you can see no problem. Hence the sophisticated on and off, Austrian on and off switch from my KLS quick shifter. That's an angry looking cloud. But all the weather apps say no rain today. Should I believe them? They've burned me before. No, I'm just going to keep riding today until it rains. I think that was a trike. It wasn't one of them spiders. Or a slingshot. Looked like a trike. I guess that's pretty cool. Right now I like two wheels. I'm in third right now, poodling. And the bike's pretty smooth. I mean, it's not as smooth as like the Speed Triple or 4-cylinder, but it's smoother than a Ducati. And I'm not criticizing Ducatis. Lack of smoothness on the Ducati is what gives it its character and everything that comes along with the Ducati. So I'm on a decline here, going slow. I don't want to run into the person in front of me, but the traffic is terrible, and I can see why. There's like a dump truck, and they always go terribly slow. This is a quaint little town. Bob's Trading Post, Shelley's Bridal, Trinco. Ah, the candy store. Gotta stay away from there. I'm trying to stay on my diet. Artisticology. No clue what the hell that is. And he wouldn't wave back to me. He's a Harley guy. They're upper crust, I'm lower crust. They don't wave. They're sports bikers. Those motorcycles cost more than their motorcycles. Those motorcycles are faster, more powerful, better looking, turn much better, handle much better. They just don't wave. They don't like us. Crossing ahead. Always shows a man, not a woman. Maybe, but there's a lot of bikes out today. That's good. I like to see a lot of bikes. It's motivating to me. I hope I'm not blocking these people in. They don't want to do that. So I will keep a close eye who's behind me. And if needed, move up so they can turn right. Speedy towing. Ah, Thornton's. That's where I usually get my gas. There you go. See, buddy? In the Cadillac, I got you covered. My wife has a Cadillac. It's a nice bike. Car. It's a car. Very powerful car. Too powerful for her. She likes to get tickets. She gets them and I pay for them. if I said this in another video I uploaded, but it's a toy hauler. And that's her angle to get me hooked on supporting her getting an RV. I can take motorcycles to different places, which is actually pretty cool because I would never get to Tail of the Dragon or some other places but for a toy hauler. So we've been doing our research and checking them out. They aren't cheap. And prices are all over the place. So you really got to make sure you know who you're dealing with. But they're nice. I'm terrified to drive one. I'm not good at parking. I'm not good at backing up. She's fantastic. My wife's fantastic at it. I stink. So the thought of having to park or drive that thing in anything other than a straight driving in anything other than a straight line, simply terrifying. Terrifying to me. Okay. Usually I don't have to stop to turn left here, but there is a bunch of traffic, a bunch of motorcyclists. Mainly Harleys, one sport bike, I think. He's the minnow that's confused and swimming with a bunch of whales. That's probably not a good analogy, but it's the best I got. This engine sounds so nice. Alright, that's it. 2011 KTM RC8R full race Akrapovic exhaust, KLS quick shifter, Suter slipper clutch, RNG tail tidy. Oh yeah, and it has an RNG radiator guard up in the front. So, hope you like the video.